Another important car here at the Detroit Auto Show, especially in terms of Mercedes, is the all-new E53 Cabriolet and Coupe. Now, this is a new AMG-derived engine. It's called the E53. It's a 3-liter inline-6 turbo engine with EQ boost. Now, what that means, we'll take a look under the hood later on, is that basically it is a sort of a hybrid system. There is a starter-generator motor, which helps boost the engine at low RPMs and also in terms of coasting on the highway, for example. But more importantly, it runs all the other auxiliary systems. There are no belts on this car. So the air conditioning, the compressors, all of these systems run on the motor. Let's take a look around this car. The E53 is a very elegant, sexy-looking car. It really looks very similar to the rest of the E-Coupés in the AMG lineups, like the E43 or the E63. But those reviews are up, so make sure you check them out. For example, these headlamps are also very sleek. This has the LED light package with these daytime running lights. I really like how they have a little bit of a blue tinge. I think it makes it look a lot more nicer. Down here we have some sensors and, well, not really open air vents. These are blocked, but it adds a nice texture to the car's front. In the middle, we have a two-dimensional logo, which houses the sensor for all of the driver assistance systems like adaptive cruise control and things like that. Two wings around the three-pointed star, and a very low, sleek, sporty bumper. But I know what's really important and what you guys want to see is what's under the hood, the new E53 engine. Let me open it up and we'll check it out. There we go. We have gas-charged struts, beautiful AMG engine cover. Now this is an inline-6, which is an all-new configuration for the AMG E-Class. And if you guys look down here, you will notice that there are no belts because this has a starter-generator electric motor called the EQ system, which is in between the engine and the transmission. So it helps power the engine during, for example, at a traffic light in a start-stop situation. As soon as you set off, the instant torque from the electric motor helps boost the car. And if you're coasting on the highway, the engine can shut off completely and just the electric motor will sustain the momentum of the car. Together, the engine itself makes 429 horsepower and the motor makes an additional 21. Pretty interesting. I mean, I think this is a very nice balance between performance, efficiency, and hybrid technology. And I think it sits very well in between the 43 and the 63. The side profile is very low, very smooth, very sleek, very AMG. We have beautiful black and shiny 20-inch wheels with perforated ventilated discs and a huge brake caliper, an AMG brake caliper. These are Michelin Pilot Sport tires, so really grippy rubber. As we go down the side, you will notice it has the turbo badge because it's an inline-6 turbo petrol. The 4MATIC Plus, which denotes the four-wheel drive system in this car. A glossy black outside rear view mirror casing. As we go down the side, we have a beautiful brushed aluminum effect plastic along the top of the body line. And I think the cover for the convertible soft top also sits in very nicely, and it has these nice haunches over here with speakers in the back, so it's a very sleek and sexy looking car. Towards the back of the car, the body slopes downwards ever so slightly, and there is a nice lip spoiler on the top. The headlights are very typical of AMG Mercedes. They swoop around from the side in a very nice curvature and come towards the back as well. The E53, now that's something new that we don't see. The three-pointed star over here. The AMG badge over here. A blacked out part of the bumper with the rear diffuser. And as all AMG cars, we have twin exhaust casings. But if you look inside, there is only one actual exhaust pipe that comes from the silencer. And these are just the casing which kind of splits it into two. It's more cosmetic, but at least it's a through exhaust tip. It's not a blocked exhaust tip like the lower range Mercedes cars. What do you guys think? A common problem with convertibles is the lack of rear boot space. And unfortunately, the E53 doesn't really change things on that front. The loading area is fairly small and tight. If you look at it this way, there is a large loading lip that you have to kind of get over. And when the soft top is down, this thing is here. It's this tray pops down and it kind of eats up a lot of the room. But I guess for a couple small bags for the weekend, it should be fine. Fortunately, there's not much space down here either. But hey, if you're buying this car, you're not really looking for great boot space. On the plus side, you do have switches over here and one on this side as well to drop the rear seats down, so you can fit slightly longer items as well. Let's take a look inside. A very elegant door, very long door as well, of course, because this is a two-door configuration. Nice soft materials up here. Fairly soft plastic down here, but it's not that plush, to be honest. Carbon fiber inlay near the Burmeister sound system, the two tweeters. Seat controls for ventilation, heating, and the memory buttons for that. This button also will help automatically move the seat forward when passengers in the rear want to hop inside. You have the controls for the outside rear view mirror and a door bin. Inside, it's very similar to the AMG Coupe or the Cabriolet that you already have, with aluminium inserts along the top of the dashboard over here. Build quality is pretty good, but a little bit of shakes here and there. But overall, I think Mercedes still achieves a very nice build quality. In my personal taste, this carbon fiber is a bit shiny, especially when there's lights falling down on top of it like this. But I think it's a very sporty design after all. Getting inside is pretty easy. You have to make sure you don't smack your head if you're taller than me, but it's fine. You're sitting really low down, but that's pretty cool. Gives you a very sporty position. The roof line is fairly low. If you can see over here, I'm only 5'8" or 1.7 meters, but my head is pretty much just about the top of the sun visor. But it's a comfortable seat. You have a lot of space inside of the cabin in terms of width. The steering wheel is really sporty. It's got a squared off sides and a flat bottom. I really like it. It's very Formula One type. I mean, it looks very much like a Formula One style wheel. You have perforated grips where you would generally hold your hands on these two sides, and a different leather material around the edges. AMG badge on the bottom, of course. Controls for the navigation on the menus, volume and telephony controls on this side. On the top you have the now very common E-Class, S-Class and the new G-Class dashboard, which would be these two large display screens. They're not touch screens. You have to operate them with these toggle switches over here. Of course, because this being a demo car, a display car, a lot of these things are not on right now, and I can't show you much of these things. We'll have to wait until we get to the launch of this car, and then we can show you more details. Over here, you have a lot more carbon fiber controls for your air conditioning and climate control, for circular air vents, which again is very common with the AMG Mercedes design nowadays. Hotkey buttons with a clock, a place to keep your phone with an inductive charger, a USB port, and an extra cubby hole. Here you have the command unit to control the displays including a driving mode selector. Now this car has the AMG Speed Shift TCT 9G automatic transmission, which is a multi-plate clutch system. You can operate the gears with the paddle shifters on the steering wheel as well. You have the buttons for your convertible rooftop, and you also have the air scarf on the back of the seat, rather on the headrest, which blows warm air around your neck when the top is down. So it keeps you warm even in really cold days. Like right now today in Detroit, it's really cold. It's like -10, it's snowing. I wouldn't mind driving this car with the top down thanks to this air scarf. Now let's take a seat in the back. You can flip the seat forward, and like I said, the driver's seat moves front automatically. For my size, this is very easy to get into, especially when the roof is down. You have a lot of space. You move the seat back, the seat slides forward. Is it going to crush me? Well, not quite. For my size, a 5'8", 1.7 meters, this is not so bad, especially when it comes to convertibles. I have adequate knee room. I can't really slide my legs under the seat, but I can live with that. The footwell is fairly large and wide, so I can, twist my legs if I want to. I can cross them. It's pretty comfortable. I have a little bit of an armrest on the side with my own Burmeister speaker down here. A window control as well as seat heaters. Cup holders in the middle. Of course, there's a transmission tunnel, so this is a strict 2+2 in the back. The only gripe that I would say, which is common amongst all four-seat cabriolets, is that the back seat, the seat back is fairly upright. And that can get a bit tiresome after a long time because you're kind of stooped forward at all times, and you can kind of slouch down a little bit to try to improve that, but no, it's not that comfortable. But as far as cabriolets go, this is a very usable four-seat version. Here is the sister car to the Cabriolet E53. This is the Coupe version of the E53. The same side design lines follow from the Cabriolet more or less, but of course we have this swooping coupe roofline. I really like the way this is blending into the rear, and it has a nice haunch on the shoulder. Gives a very elegant, fast-looking appearance even when standing still. You also have a very large panoramic sunroof on the top, so if you don't want a convertible but you want that open-air experience, you can get yourself the coupe and get it with the large panoramic sunroof. So, the E53, I think, is a very good idea by Mercedes because it has the performance that you would expect from an AMG sports coupe, but at the same time, it has a little bit of that hybrid technology, which not only aids in improving your efficiency and being more green and environmentally friendly, but also it is more fun. It adds more power, adds that extra punch that always, is always welcome. Why wouldn't you want that? All in all, I think it's a pretty cool car. Can't wait to drive it and check it out.